Welcome to Humans of Emapta, where we interview amazing humans like Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Bianca. Thank you for having me here.
So Nick is my frenemy at the office. So this is going to be an interesting conversation.
We do have a love and hate relationship.
Yeah.
So.
Nick, your position over time, and I've been in Emapta for about 5 years, but Nick's been there longer, and your position over time has
Changed
quite a lot.
Yeah.
What's your current role today?
Okay. I am the Associate Director of Customer Engagement. And you're right, I've been in the company for 12 years now.
12 years. So Emapta, for context, as of this video, has been existing for 13 years and Nick's been in the 12 good years there. And so there's going to be a lot of really interesting nuggets. Can you talk me through that role a little bit? What are you doing there apart from everything?
All right. It's a very strategic role because we identify nature of engagement. We capitalize on milestone, on touch points with the clients, on where we could really engage with them and talk about strategic stuff like growth plans, how we could support them and all that. So that's just one part of the scope, but also mainly supporting our day-to-day operations, our customer experience, because we work hand in hand. Apart from that, it is also a lot of projects that we're doing on the side and some outreaches that we're crafting to really fuel the engagement initiatives that we're doing. So it also, I guess, requires making sure that we are hands-on with our processes because it's inevitable to always speak with the client about the operations. And so before we even talk about strategic stuff like organic growth and all that, we have to make sure that the operation per se is running quite smoothly.
So Nick, can you talk me through 12 years ago, who was Nick Reyes then?
I had a very humble beginning and I also had the opportunity to see the humble beginning of Emapta. I was first an appointment setter, so we do cold calling for one of the businesses of our CEO back then. I joined Emapta first in 2011. It was good to some extent, but it only lasted for about a month and a half and then I resigned. I had the opportunity to go back to Emapta in 2012 as an appointment setter again. That's when I realized that, I was given the second chance to kind of turn my life around. And that actually started my career at Emapta. So a year after that, I was then appointed to be the call center specialist. It's like a reports analyst because I was focusing on generating reports at the time, and also I was trained to manage our dialer, the one that we're using, the tool to call to do outbound calls. And so you could appreciate it's completely different from what I'm doing now.
Is.
And those were like the good old days, I would say. Shortly after that, I was appointed to manage the team. So I became like the team manager. I handled different walks of life, if you may, because there were different personalities. There were even team members who are of my parents' age. So for someone who's new to leadership role, it was a bit challenging, but I went through that.
And now an associate director.
And yeah, so the rest is history. So.
I love the fact that they are very different in terms of job function and the day-to-day activities, but you said yes nonetheless.
Yeah.
And would you say that saying yes to those opportunities, despite it being scary because you don't know a thing about it, right?
Exactly.
Would you say that that's been key to the growth that you've gotten throughout the years? And if there's any other secret sauce, because for those who are watching, I'm sure some of them also aspire to rise up the ranks, be it in 2 years, be it in 12 years. But
I think being ambitious is one thing because I literally had no plans of where my career would bring me. And I was just really open to any opportunities.
Yeah.
But I agree that, these different roles really paved the way to what I am capable of doing now, because it did prepare me for something greater that I didn't know at the time. I think it was that willingness to learn new things because I was young, vulnerable and all that. So I thought, why not? Right? And the truth is, every opportunity, there would always be that fear that what if I fail?
Yeah.
What if, I thought I was going to be good at this, but I would later on fail myself. It's really overcoming that fear because no one actually has everything figured out.
Yeah.
Right? You got to start somewhere. You got to try different things. And I think that was like an opportunity really given to me as an employee.
What was Emapta when you came back? When you came back, into 2012 or 11?
2012. That's when I went back.
Yeah. So when you came back 2012, how was Emapta? How many offices did we have? Did the offices look as fancy as ours right now?
No, but it was a level higher than 2011. There was only one office in 2012, but that's a different office from 2011.
Okay.
If I may start with 2011, because if it's okay, entering a small room that it looked like a computer shop was like an eye-opener to me. Like I was doubting myself if I was entering the right company. It was very different from a typical BPO setup where you've got all the desks set up with all the equipment required and all that. At Emapta at the time, it was a shocking moment.
When you came in, that being your second job, or?
Yes. So imagine 25 to 30 square meter space with probably less than 20 seats, and everyone was there. Operations, the finance, HR. Did you know that I had my interview like in front of everyone because it's an open space and everyone could hear my response and all that. So it was one for the books. Yeah. Now that was 2011, or not to mention that we were using industrial fan. For the ventilation.
No air conditioning?
There was, but
not felt.
Yes, exactly. So we needed
love it.
To add an industrial fan. Now, jumping to 2012, it was again a level higher because we transferred to a different building with a good air conditioning. And it was about a 60-seater office. So I thought, Emapta must be doing something right because we are starting to grow.
Yeah.
And so it also gave me the reason to really agree to come back. But I must share that the very reason why I went back to Emapta was to collect my final pay.
Okay.
It wasn't meant for like an offer to be re-employed again. When I was there, one of the team leaders there, because she was very vital to me coming back to Emapta, because she really convinced me that it's the right time to rejoin Emapta. We've got this and that in place, and so think about it. And to me, it was a no-brainer because I was renting at the time and I had a rent to pay. So I thought, all right, why not? Because they would streamline the process. I wouldn't need to go through the interview process, the training and all that, because I have a bit of background of what we're doing still at the time. So I, in other words, said yes. And the following day I went back to work.
Love it. You're gonna get your final pay, and then the next day you were back to
final
work.
pay plus new work.
It's meant to be, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was supposed to leave Emapta because of unauthorized costs, because of redundancy. The account that I was handling got pulled, and long story short, I was about to sign the redundancy paper when Tim called our HR manager, who's right in front of me, and said that why not we profile Nick to this account. And it's an inbound account, so completely different from the outbound account that I was handling. The pen that I was using at the time didn't work. I don't know, it must be the stars aligning, but
I know.
I was signing the paper, but it wasn't working, and so I called the attention of the HR manager. I said, can I borrow another pen? And then she said, just wait a second, Tim is calling. And that's when the decision was made that let's reprofile Nick and see how it goes.
It's really interesting. You feel like really that the stars align for you to
Mind
be
you, that's
here.
the second opportunity that I could have gotten away from Emapta.
First one, getting your final pay, but next day you're hired. Second one, about to sign your redundancy, pen doesn't work, team called. Timing is excellent.
I know. It's an amazing journey. So yeah.
All of those touch points and those changes and those shifts, like small or big, in your career, they must have helped make you more resilient, less reactive to like changes today, more adaptable. They must have contributed to like the person that you are right now, right?
At each touch point, I was able to learn a thing or two, right? And because they're diverse and different from each other, I was able to, I guess, collect different skill sets that had, paved the way for me to do whatever I could do now. Yeah. It's also, I think I came to my senses at the time that whatever opportunity that would come my way, I'd take it, because, like I said, I got nothing, and I didn't know where
what else can you lose?
Exactly. So I'd like to share very briefly. I think that was the turning point for me, because I think it really built my resiliency and I guess my passion in understanding of what we're doing. So I'm going to bring you to the 2013 to 2014 journey of Emapta, when, yes, we started getting more businesses, but we were also still figuring out how to manage those campaigns, how to manage offshoring clients and all that. And there was a period where these new businesses were starting to exit. From 60 plus team members, it went down to 20. And you could feel at the time the low energy, or the negative energy for that matter, because like everyone was losing hope. So there's that one huddle or one team meeting that our operations manager at the time, Nina, made a statement that I really took it to heart. On a positive level, because people were leaving, and I also thought personally that was the end of my career. And because of what's going on, it's very likely that everyone would leave. And I didn't want to at that time. So what she said was not the exact words, but you could really think of many reasons to leave Emapta, but it only takes one thing to stay. And that is to believe that we could make it through, and that one day we will be able to achieve whatever that we want to achieve. That really became part of my core memory with Emapta. So, and that I believed, and it was a very short but powerful team meeting that really encourages everyone to hope again and to be resilient, because it's just like one of those days that we face, or we feel defeated, or we feel we did not win this day, but it's not always like that.
So who is Nick today? I'm sure Nick 12 years ago is so very different from Nick today. I know you have had just a newborn come your way. Welcome to the Sleepless Club. And so a lot of things changed, right? So much has changed. And so what are the things that you treasure?
Or start first with sharing that I had, personal goals and professional goals that I have built through the years. On a personal level, like on the material side of things, I had my personal want to have like my own car at this particular age, like 25, and have my own house at 30, get married around that time, and maybe have a kid or two after. I achieved those milestones on a personal level, and I think I did that because I stayed with Emapta as well. So it kind of
everything unfolded, it at the right time, at the right place, in that pivotal decision, and then your milestones.
The other thing is, through Emapta, I met my wife.
Did you know?
Yeah, so, or maybe that's where she found me, I should say. But for the records, we dated after she ended her contract with Emapta, so all good.
No conflict of
No
interest
conflict, yeah.
there.
Going back to the question, one of the things that I treasure would be, of course, meeting my wife at Emapta. And second, I guess, being able to provide or to achieve those material stuff that I said earlier because of
Yeah.
Emapta.
And it's important, it's important to help boost your morale, boost your status in life. Make it helps make you happy.
Right.
Other people say it's not important, like those material stuff, but they help create a more well-rounded, robust life.
Exactly. When I started seeing like the fruits of my labor, I think that's it kind of affirmed the decision I made and the reason why I believed.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know if it's luck or maybe a combination of passion as well and resiliency, because it wasn't like a walk in the park journey. We had our ups and downs as well.
I love it. I can imagine like Nick before and Emapta before, and both of you growing at the same pace and getting to where you want to be, becoming bigger now. You're a family of 4, right?
Yes.
So how's that like?
Oh, it's a different level. So it's always a balancing act, right?
I know.
Work, personal life, kids, newborn, of course, time with your wife. Because I guess of the flexibility that I have with my current role,
It helps.
it helps. I am able to really work around my schedule and see where it fits or not and adjust accordingly. So,
But even with flexibility, it's still it's not a walk in the park. That's for sure.
for sure. Yeah, but I think that's where the passion would come in, because it doesn't matter if you work the whole day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you don't. For me, it's not a work-life balance. It's more of work-life integration. How would you
That's right.
integrate your reality
Love that.
into your work setup? Because it's quite hard to detach, really,
That's true.
especially if you're now at
And you
an-
shouldn't compartmentalize them because they're both things that are happening in your life.
Right, exactly, and I'm gonna bring us back to the personal goal, because maybe because I set my personal goals. Whenever I feel like I'm not winning or I feel down, I would come to my senses and would remind myself about my personal goals, because that's where I get the motivation again.
Yeah. I don't want to keep you too long, but what's next?
We're into like investing into property. So that's on a personal level, preparing for our
Get
retirement.
yourself to the next level.
Financially and personally speaking. Yeah, so we still have like as married people, we have goals for ourselves and for our family, which is good because it keeps you in check. So that's my recommendation: align with your partner and do the goal setting together. On a professional level, I'm still interested what else I could do in the company. To be honest, I don't know, but I'm again open and willing to uncover the unknown and see what else I could do to support the growth of the business.
Thank you so much, Nick. That was a wonderful journey. A few minutes and 12 years. Thank you very much, and I hope you achieve your professional and personal goals in the next 12 years again.
Thank you, Bianca, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story. I hope it would inspire others as well. So, thank you.
Bye.